All right, guys, welcome to another webinar. In this webinar, we want to talk about the trades that we had last week, how Bitcoin movement affected the market, and what we should be expecting in the future. So, without further ado, let's get into them. The last time I think we reviewed the trade was back in, there we go. So the last thing we were dealing with was about here, XVG. And we're going to check out to see how XVG performed since then. So this is the USDT chart, and this is the weekly chart. This is a very higher time frame than compared to other charts that I've usually posted on the XVG. We have 3 targets, and this is long targets. You can currently see this. What I'm expecting from XVG, precisely according to my roadmap that I posted, is that once we have the price gets itself stable, and especially if we go look at the lower time frames, we're going to find out that XVG has actually put in the rest that it needed, and also it is now getting back its same volume that it had in the early time, coming back in, even though a lot of people have stepped away from XVG for various reasons. I think XVG is still a good card. We should not retrieve from it. A lot of potential in this setup. If you look at the BTC pair, and this chart I posted in May 2nd, in this chart I'm explaining how the bottom of the channel has so much potential. It was about, price was at 35, 36, 34. We tried to grab it. This is how we put in the buy limit order to get back in more. I just want to let you know that throughout this channel, as we're going down, I am laterally buying this, and this is my strategy. It's not about getting out, but it's about how to properly getting in is one of the biggest challenges with the altcoins. And from the bottom of the channel, the best price you could have gotten this was at 32, 33, and basically here is how it played out. And now again you can see the volume coming back in, and hence why I posted the next series on the same chart, calling the Return of the Whales. And the reason for that was that I started seeing good amount of volume coming in again. Not sure, people started buying Verge back again. It was really nice. But in this analysis, I am considering many things. One is the correlation between this small cup here and how it played out. And are we seeing the next cup, but in a bigger version over here? Secondly, how the cycle is working. And when the cycle gets stressed due to a certain movement or so in a pennant, how did it break up? And are we going through another one? I'm assuming we're going to have another series before the pump coming in, but I might be wrong about that because there's just too much hype about it. And this is a good volume, guys. Targets are 71. If you do buy it, again, if it drops due to a Bitcoin pump or a complete dump or something that stresses this coin, you could still pick this back up at 71% point that I'm mentioning over here. The thing is, if it does drop there, it's going to be a triple bottom, and I'm not that big of a fan of a triple bottom, but it still is a great sign that we have a good chance that this is a stable mid-term to long-term possibility for XVG to go back up, especially with this amount of activity that we've been having. You can completely understand why I mentioned that XVG is at the bottom of this curve. And we're going to be climbing up. Pretty sure here we're going to have a resistance, and over here And what usually Verge loves to do is to make this parabolic. From here on, they would love to add up a whole candle just to pop it up to seven, all the way to 57.90 sats, and that's just how the mentality in this is, and how the FOMO with Verge works. This whole spike over here worked especially uh, from 40 to 23 all the way to 5,000. Just work with FOMO effect. Um, so that was Verge. We're gonna go ahead check out. Let me pull it up. All right. So our American stock VET um, will has been having a little bit of a difficult time. Not that the current correlation of the market is not helping anything really. You know, I believe that America is going to face its worst economical downfall while dealing with a virus that they do not have the vaccine for. Also, there is protests going on everywhere, so um, that means that now in the American market, the approach and the view should be that most technology companies, most any company that you have to put in money in there to buy their, I don't know, if you want to go buy Apple stocks, bad idea. If you want to buy Intel stocks, bad idea. Anything technology related, anything that the consumer must, come and purchase your product manually, or your services have been declining because many people couldn't get out of their house. Those things are not going to be good. I had a bit of a chance and hope about Vermilion Energy because one, we had a great gap. Two, good volume came back in. Three, many stores and states opened back up in America and around the world, meaning that the demand for oil would keep going back up. However, the way how it played out so far, even though it climbed up, it is back again at the same resistance that it broke, basically the main support. And I'm assuming we're gonna see some serious downtrend activity on Monday when the market opens back up, because everyone's just in the state of shock. They've never seen America like this before. And it will affect everything. It will affect. This is a Canadian stock, and it's a Canadian company, but this Vermilion Energy also has a Canadian stock that many people trade as well. So we'll see. We'll see how this will turn out. I'm still very hopeful on this. Probably will buy back on as we climb down this diagonal support over here. And my target is going to be at $10 to be exact. That's the Vermilion Energy. Now, when we had the earthquake in Iran, I saw something crazy. I don't know if it was my screen shaking or what, but I ended up seeing this bad boy, and I immediately dropped the title on that. But you have to understand, I'm not euphoric in any way to have any targets as big as that. You see the 162% over here, and then I have even a 333 because the formation with NAS and the amount of volume that came in, especially there are many indicators that are used that explains to me what I should be looking at. A lot of buy orders are here. If you're a volume profile trader, you would understand that if you're expecting where the demand and the sell zone and supply zone, for example, is going to be, you can also find out why I have such a view towards NAS. Now, NAS got up, almost hit my 162% target over here. It should have hit it, but it did not. But don't you even have a doubt we're going to go past this green line over here, this resistance line. The only thing that can decline this is what's going to happen. We're going to have a little mini curve over here, and then another spike, pull down, and then come back up, hit the resistance. And while at the resistance, I really hope that we're going to have like an at least about 4 to 5% over it, like complete clearing the resistance. Otherwise, This is where I'm going to cash out with my 162. I'm not running this on any stop loss, guys. Yes, that is crazy. But I had a sell limit order exactly at 484, which it did not trigger. Unfortunately, I trailed my profit over here and sitting here to see what happens if we're going to ride the rest of it but back up. So that was the NAS. Now, how did Euro USD played out? Let's check this out. Okay, so we completed the curve, and now this is where you should kiss it goodbye. Now, I'm not saying this doesn't mean we're not going to be bullish again on this, but considering what's going on here, we must know that I would probably collect 75% of my profit right here, right now. Bring my stop loss to 109 and let it ride. Let it ride. Let them loot and take everything, and the value of euro goes up that way. So it's good. That's the Euro USD. Now we're gonna go ahead and check out some more trades that we have on. So we were viewing last week the RLC roadmap. Now RLC, I cannot even express how important this beautiful setup is. This setup has a harmonic, great built-up volume, playing in a channel, and here is where we are. All it takes is to break back in the channel, and we're definitely gonna ride it up 24% from the beginning of the channel. Like from not the beginning of the channel, but I would say this could be. Let me see. Yes, this is the distance that RLC going to break in once we establish ourselves over the yellow dotted line. The yellow dotted line is the main support that I'm considering over there that it should take. Let's see how it played out. And yes, so that was RLC. Seller brought in a good amount of profit, and it's still looking pretty nicely. Here is our buy zone. Spike back up, our first target 100%. Now back at it again. We're about to hit the first target again, and then the climb after that is going to start. This formation you have going on here will most likely play out here if Bitcoin is putting a stress on shitcoins, and then it will head back up the 147% mark. It is very important when you're writing my alt trades to understand that on what mentality I'm considering this trade safe, and that is the BTC safe range. We will discuss about BTC safe range in a moment. Populous. Let's see how Populous turned out. PPT. There we go. Yep. Same pattern, same movement. We're about to, if we do break over the red resistance line, guys, it's gonna get really, really interesting. Okay, you can expect it to hit the top of the curve immediately. So that was PPT. Phoenix got its wings open. Now, guys, Phoenix brought in a massive amount of profit, and this coin is not really that popular between traders because it's usually in a downtrend. Like even when it tries to be going uptrend, the amount of sales on this is so massive because a lot of people bought in on top, and they are still holding. And they sell really massively. Like they sell so massively that they can disturb a complete range that we are expecting it to like hit. So here's what happened. Went from the moment it was posted, went down all the way down to the buy zone, bought all of the orders, immediately spiked back up to the top of the diagonal channel. and retested the buy zone, and then it flew off. It never saw the buy zone again. Some say it might never see it again. 53% has been achieved. So Phoenix is good. It was a good load. It was a good load. I can't complain. QNT. So QNT, this trade was really profitable, and I really loved it. Some of you asked why we withdraw from this trade. You have to understand, I'm not in it just because it's going up. I don't think it's going to always go up. My trading strategy is always to grab what I can and what is secured before I lose it. And that is the main important thing. It's not about making it up here, guys, but it's about being able to collect up here is the key. So if you do know where your safe range is with BTC, if you do know how much risk you're involved, if you did properly trail your profit all the way to here, there is no problem. Yeah, go ahead, put your next sell limit order here and cash out fully. Trade like you control this. Don't trade it just because there is a buy, a stop loss, and a target. Properly trade this. QNT, bullish trade on a diagonal support. Guys, people don't post charts like this, okay? Half of the lads that are on the crypto market do not have quality, period. And yet you have such formation and setups being posted. You must drop your likes and support my work if you want to see better quality and more of these to come. So without this one, and then we're going to go to CHR. Now CHR is doing pretty good, I would say. Unfortunately, this red line, this resistance line is just too fat. It's too fat. Too fat of a sell limit order here. Like everyone's just selling once we hit this, but I have no doubt we're gonna break this, guys. Don't even doubt this. The 67% is gonna come, whether you like it or not. We bought big at the bottom of the channel, and that's how CHR is gonna bring in the bags this week. It has already brought in half of it. So, and if you haven't collected your profit here, I do not know what to tell you anymore. That was CHR. BTC roadmap, guys. This is what we want to talk about here, mainly. On May 18th, I posted this chart. This chart is a very nice complex chart that you have going on here. On one side, you can see how I calculated the exact pattern that I'm expecting from Bitcoin to go, and what I'm expecting it to do with the altcoin market. This is very important. In my scenario, I'm not going to explain how I adjusted all this and put it up here because it's going to take forever. However, we're going to see the price action movement within the shitcoin trading safe range here. And it's perfect. We have not even lost it. It has come about to the edge of it, and we have not lost it. The best part about this is that as soon as we touched the top coin safe range, you saw how Neo got bullish. You saw how Litecoin got bullish. ADA just popped off. So many top coins have started already. That this tells me that there is a good amount of FOMO once we, if we get to this white dotted line here at 10,500, you can be sure that as soon as we hit this, all those top coins are going to start flying really fast, really hard. And the altcoins are going to drop by, I would say, 1/4 of their value of their current raise. For example, if they have been having a huge climb, they're going to be dropping all the way to this zone, like about a 1/4 of it. But as we're going back up with Bitcoin, do not think that this is just one way to heaven. No, it doesn't work like that. There can be a lot of chops. I'm not going to go and explain to you exactly on 20 minutes or 30 minutes where we're going to be, what we're going to do, you can see how my approach is. I'm not even trading Bitcoin. I am not in Bitcoin. Bitcoin is no longer valuable to me. If I have to go ahead and send money from my wallet to another wallet and have to wait 1 day to get it, you no longer have any value to me, technically. And this is the mentality with a lot of people who were holding 6,601, 6,611, and 6,058 zone. These lads don't exist anymore, okay? They don't care about it. If we are to drop, if we break down and we mess, for example, our 7,599 support, you should be paranoid because this pattern at times it breaks out and then it breaks back in again. And the breaking back in again is very, very stressful, especially if there is a market that's sitting literally on it. Um, with the price being here, guys, as you can see, I am 60 to 70% advising everyone start slowly getting to the top coins. However, do not forget, if anything was to happen, is that the shitcoins are going to just spike, have these massive spikes, and then they get declined. The best scenario I'm expecting from this roadmap is to basically holding this white support for about 2 days and then popping up to the top, okay? To the top of not even hitting this, but probably about 10,150 before another touch to this zone again, 9,512. If we do go directly, guys, if Bitcoin completely wipes out one of these levels, we have to withdraw from all of our alt trades. This is a must. If Bitcoin increases in value over 10%, we have to just sit back for a sec because the market can become extremely dangerous, especially if you're holding any coins that fall into this zone. Not because of the effect of it, and we're still in it, I understand, but due to the fact that people are going to start selling out heavily. So that was going to be the scenario here. Beforehand, we have posted the parabolic. Why do I have this scenario as well? Due to the drop that I explained to you. This was before Bitcoin was going to even get over 7,000 when we predicted how the stretch was going to come. So that was BTC's roadmap. Now, the storage. Every time we trade the storage, yes, to some degree we can say there's an involvement that we push this price up, but I don't mean to do that. Every time we trade the storage, we have something extraordinary happening. And that is because the volume and by we, I mean on my channel, trades the storage is just a bit too much, okay? And just the results come right after. And exactly when we cash out is when we start the decline. So, and then now here we have a flag formation. I needed to have another 2-3 good candles over here for me to consider it again. But for now, I'm done with the storage. Storage is a gone down a story to me. MFT. Let's see if since we've started to be on this coin, we have got, right, we had only one target that didn't hit. So practically, and it can still get triggered, but I only have maybe about 10% remaining on MFT. I have withdrawn everything I could right at the top targets. So that was MFT, guys. Again, we are putting up the roadmap so you know exactly what risk you're involved. MRO, same scenario. MRO, this is a oil company. This one has way more stability and a lot of background to it, news-wise and everything. So here where we are. I'm probably going to update my stop loss a little bit lower, but for now, I'm in it. Monday market gonna shake me off. So exactly how much the futures are telling me and the Monday and oil future, I will make a decision then. Um, but I like to be in this trade. This trade is pretty good. Once we disturb this diagonal resistance, is gonna be getting really exciting. That's MRO, Dark Lord. So so the chart with Baby Leo. The last time we traded Baby Leo, we had over this much profit, 120%. And that was the second time we got back in it. When we started getting back in it was around this area. And I believe this was back, when did I posted this? Yes, let's do this one. So you can find the last trade over here when we traded Leo. And basically all targets were achieved. And then I always recommend, if you, let's say, make over 60 to 70% on any of my alt trades that I post, you better keep in just 10% till you lose the main entry point. The reason for that is that certain things get FOMO'd and go way beyond our expectations. Baby Leo, I'm expecting this curve to complete itself. I'm expecting it to decline, come back up, and hit the 13% decline exactly under the zone. I will buy more again, 24%, just how CHZ is doing. And then about here is where it's going to start trying to hit the first resistance. So far, it's playing out exactly as I mentioned. We're having that a spike thing is about to happen, guys. So that was the Baby Leo. RLC roadmap updated. RLC, due to the amount of stress it got, it created a great buy zone for us. And we've decided to pick up as much as bags we could have from here on. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. That's how we're going to expect to play RLC. That was RLC roadmap. So new bullish curve. A lot of you have been bugging me about why is this not moving fast enough. Now you gotta understand, the setup is there. The reason it's not moving fast enough is because of the volume. This is sitting in some unknown exchange somewhere around the world. No one's looking at how much potential this has. But just like how Phoenix, this can just spike up, and when it does spike up, it will be massive. It will be massive, guys. Even on a decline trend, I am buying laterally. This coin is going to pump. You better believe it. That was Node. So now we're gonna go to IOTA. So the IOTA swing potential was posted on May 29th, already in profit. And I'm expecting a 31% gap to be filled. Now, the structure of this coin, it shows that if the fear index pops up or Bitcoin volatility pops up, we're gonna have crazy sellings. Okay, currently we're on a good support, and the price has gone exactly how I wanted it to. So this is a good one, guys. I hope you're around this. I hope you wrote this. I know a lot of premiums are just in a good amount of profit with this coin. And let's ride it, guys. We just entered this one. The top of this channel is guaranteed. It's gonna be a nice one. Neo got too much gas. This gem was posted on 29th. In this analysis, I'm going deep with the price of gas and price of Neo. Someone bought too much gas, and I'm assuming the person who bought too much gas had to do something with Neo, because it was just a ridiculous amount of volume. They massively bought the crap out of this gas coin. And Neo then started following up with it. But you have to understand the Neo breakout is a given. This is a long term. Or this trade was posted for the premium members and for the public members. A lot of people got in at these buy zones. You can see how that came about. And now we're going back up. Let's see. Oh yeah, look at that. This was posted on the 29th, guys. And so, guys, the best thing about Neo is once we hit this green line, you're going to collect your profit and you're going to let it ride again. Every time it comes down, you're going to buy more. That's when you know you have to buy more. With gas, you cannot have the same strategy. And also, the amount of gas comparison that you're putting in to comparison to Neo amount you're going to buy or you have bought must be less. Okay, when something is going to give us more profit, especially if Neo does make it to here, you have to consider one thing and one thing only, and that was that Neo is the top coin comparably, and gas here is that shit coin. And if we are just entering the top coin safe range, we have to have that mentality. Now, if we are dropping back into the safe range of the shit coins again, yes, consider the other way around. But for now, have this set up. This is very, very, very profitable. Unfortunately, lads are stealing my work. As soon as I post the chart up 2 hours after, there are various shapes and forms of the same chart just everywhere. And that is sad because you're not having any value and originality about your own work. And that's what brings you to be right there, just copying people's work. And that is sad. So back again, let's discuss the EOS chart. So why am I bullish on EOS? First of all, Litecoin is building back up momentum. EOS and Litecoins are cousins, if you didn't know, and they are going. This EOS must capture this zone, the R1. That's where we're going to be collecting profit, and it's very important to understand with what leverage you should run this. Again, you can go back to BTC's safe range and rely on that as a good source. Guys, this was the analysis for this week. I hope you liked it. If you have any questions, if there are any coins or pairs, American, Iranian, crypto, any stocks that I can look at a chart, please post in the comments section and let me know. We are now going to answer some Q&A and then get off of this. Thank you.